If you've got the time, we've got...
The Flintstones has been brought to you by Winston, America's best-selling, best-tasting filter cigarette. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
And Nova was voted the car with the least mechanical problems. Chevrolet wants your new Nova to be the best car you...
Okay, well, should we start off?
Yeah, go for it.
Saturday afternoon in the mag room.
All around the world you can hear them. Hey, hey, hey. Talking about news and kind of funny stuff. Hey, hey, hey. Mag room. Mag room. The mag room. The mag room.
So I do want to talk about the festival. In my continual search to
be cool. Is that what this is all about?
No, that was one of the searches, but this is about festivals. Remember, I've been searching.
Every goddamn week, yeah.
Yep. So we're almost done because I don't want to search anymore. I want to share this with you. So this is a competition called the Iowa Husband Calling Competition.
Okay.
This is a festival. Look how many people are at this festival.
I'm guessing, 70-ish people there?
Yeah, just in the video. So you're saying at least 100, a couple hundred maybe? So listen to, again, the third one was the fight. It's only a minute, but again, you can edit it down, but I'll play.
Oh, she's pretty.
Bob! 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 Hurry up! I don't want to be late! Bob, hurry! Hurry! Bob! Robert! Dean!
That was fifth place. That was fourth place.
Oh, I wish you could see. This is a new woman, everybody.
Yep. This is second place. No, this is first place. This is the best.
You hear me? You get yourself in here right now! Come on! You know you're going to be late again, and you know that I want to get there on time. Right? Right. When I first...
She's really good. So that's just a festival that they have, and I was like, that's exciting.
I wonder, do they have food and rides at that thing?
I'm sure.
Do you go
they have to have food, maybe not rides.
Do you just go and sit and get yelled at by old ladies? That was, why the hell would you do that? Why would you participate? Why would you attend that? Do you have to prove that you're really like that? Is that is that supposed to be how you really call your things you really say to your husband?
And so is it performative or the actual...
Or are all their husbands dead of self-inflicted gunshot wounds?
I'll tell you, the Roy one would get my attention. That woman.
Seems like an Iowa thing to
I
me.
just wanted to play it just to put a little pressure on us, where they get probably 100 people to their husband calling competition, and we're actually you're giving away food and
I bet they did too. I'm not going to guarantee that my festival is better than the husband calling festival. It might not.
Really?
That one might be. Who knows? That one got on TikTok. I don't know if ours is going to go viral, so to speak. But I think I'm guessing I've invited about 100 people.
Wow.
All my neighbors. Oh, dude, I wanted to add this. I don't know if this is funny or not, but I took my dog out for a walk. And I was just stuffing mailboxes. I always invite all the people on my street, the street behind me. And I say always. I've done this once before.
So it's true. Always.
All right. Thank you. I'm. It feels sketchy to me to be opening people's mailboxes, especially because I'm doing it at night. So I'm going around and just trying not to be loud or anything. And I come up to a person who. The houses in my neighborhood are kind of far apart, so I didn't know he was there until I got towards near his house. He was outside in his driveway doing something, and I didn't want to go in his because he definitely would have seen me doing it. He was kind of facing me, so there's one guy that I didn't invite to the party that. And sir, if you happen to be listening to this, it was only because I thought it was weirder for me to put it in your mailbox and then have to talk to you about it.
Totally aborted?
Just his mailbox.
But you haven't doubled back or.
Well, I didn't know. No, I didn't. I could go tonight, I guess.
You don't have to do it under the cover of night either.
When I get home from work, that's what it's like. It's dark.
Well, it was Saturday. Were you home at all today?
Yeah. I mean, I was
Did you
doing
walk
stuff.
your dog at all?
No, I've been every goddamn daylight. The past 3 weekends. It's Mike Magrew's become my life for the past month.
Anything else you got?
I printed up a three. I don't really have a cool thing for this, but 3 things. They're like facts that you kind of probably don't know that maybe you might want to know just for the next time you're at a festival and you're talking to somebody and they want to make them think you're interesting, or you hear something about one of these topics and you throw this in. All right. Actually, and this happened today in history.
So is this part of the thing where we did get a lot of feedback about how when you ran your part of the show, people really love that.
Oh yeah.
They want you to do more.
I got my foot in the door, so I'm about to kick it. I'm about to kick it open with my 3 facts you didn't know segment.
All right. I feel like this is you pushing really into it. I like it.
All right. So according to Guinness Book of World Records, the first person to be charged with speeding was a man named Walter Arnold in the English village of Paddock Wood on January 28th, 1896. He was spotted going 4 times the speed limit in his 19th century Benz. Now, what do you think that was? He was going 4 times what the speed limit was in 1896. So he
40 miles an hour.
8 miles an hour. He was going 8 miles
speed
an hour.
Speed limit was 2?
Yeah. A constable had to chase him down on his bicycle, issuing a ticket for £4.
I wonder what £4 is worth now. Like that with inflation.
Doesn't that sound expensive?
Yeah. Because I feel like a candy was like a penny.
You can pay a speeding ticket off with candy?
Yeah, you throw $4 worth of candy. You get off of a speeding ticket. I wonder why it started.
What
a lot
started?
of people speeding in that, because you don't just start speeding tickets for the hell of it. Right?
Well, I don't know. I would imagine once they invented cars, they probably put some sort of sanctions and laws on them pretty quickly, right?
Because there wasn't a horse speeding ticket, was there?
I bet there was.
Really?
Sure.
Because horses went faster than 2 miles an hour.
Yeah, but maybe only in areas where they were allowed to.
I've never seen a movie where a person got pulled over on a horse.
But do you think movies accurately represent everything that's ever happened in history?
No, but I feel like there would have been one scene in...
Maybe this is the movie that you should make. Horse Cop.
Horse Cop.
Wild West Horse Cop.
The sequel to Paul Blart Mall Cop. He becomes
Jared Sisk, the Wild West Horse Cop. Yeah, and you pull over speeding wagoneers and
okay.
Rustle things. You probably rustle things.
There has to be some sort of kicker in that, I pull someone over that I shouldn't, and then...
Yeah, he's got a big gold mine in town, and all the townsfolk are indebted to him for providing jobs and stuff, but you see his corruption, and you and Horse Cop... Oh, wait, no, you are Horse Cop. You and your horse, let's say, solve the mystery.
Is the horse also a cop?
Sure, he's been deputized.
Things you don't know.
Facts you don't know. Fact number 2, Superman didn't always fly. The original comic book Superman could leap tall buildings in a single bound, but then he had to come right back down to Earth because he didn't fly. It wasn't until the 1940s when animators for a new animated series decided it would be too difficult to routinely draw him bending his knees that it was decided that Superman could take off into the air. Readers got to see smooth animation and a superhero gained new power.
Doesn't to take off? Doesn't he have to bend his knees, though?
This didn't make any sense to me. This is one of those things where if you let me fill in the gaps, I don't know how to... I need them to tell me more about this story.
That would be so lame to just jumping it. Did you just jump over a lot of... Was there any limit on how high? Because if you jump over a really high... No, I know, but jumping, say it was Empire State Building. That probably means you could jump over 20 or 30. Yeah, I wonder what the jumping power rules were. Superman can jump over 100,000 buildings, and it's just like he's flying.
See, that's why you are you. That's for sure.
That doesn't seem like a compliment. No, in the comic, they had to have some...
I want to know what the rules to Superman jumping.
Didn't there have to be some consistency? Stuff I can and can't do, otherwise the audience gets confused.
Well, they apparently didn't get confused because it lasted like that for...
Yeah.
I don't know how long.
Was he still have all his other powers? Like bulletproof and...
All right, my last one is this.
All right.
Abraham Lincoln's bodyguard left his post at Ford Theater to go for a drink.
Oh, boy.
You already know that Abraham Lincoln was shot and killed by John Wilkes Booth while watching a performance at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. on April 14th, 1865. But what you might not have been aware of is that the president had a bodyguard named John Frederick Parker with him on that fateful night, according to Smithsonian Magazine. Unfortunately, Parker was a police officer with a less than stellar reputation. After arriving
seems like a bad choice. We need somebody to guard the president during a civil war? Just get Parker, I guess.
After arriving 3 hours late for his shift, isn't that crazy?
Abe still just took him on?
He must have had some on Abe Lincoln.
Abe was just really nice, though.
The officer left his post protecting the president to get a drink at the Star Saloon next door to the theater. It was during this time that Booth entered the box seats where Lincoln was sitting and shot.
What was John Parker's life after that?
Had you ever heard of that guy before? Did you know? No. Had you heard that story?
Because it seems like it should have become a thing.
You would, I know.
You pulled a Parker.
Yeah, how come not? I feel like should be a more well-known piece of history.
Parker. Yeah, don't pull a Parker. That's shitty. I mean, again, you'd think the president would have a good cop.
I think he must have had something on Lincoln. Like,
what would he have on him?
I don't know. He's his bodyguard. He maybe had some old Daguerreau-type photographs of him with other ladies or something. Cavorting around D.C. with...
I've never heard a bad story about Abe Lincoln. I mean, sure, there is something. But you know, all these old presidents, like you hear... This guy was this, or this guy. I mean, most of them have a lot of skeletons.
How come they were able to make that movie Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter? Did you ever? I never saw it, but do you remember when it was out?
Why wouldn't they have been able to make it?
Can you just make a movie about a person and just use their name and likeness? Did somebody get paid for that? I guess. Yeah,
that's a great question. Could Abe Lincoln's relatives sued for slander? Maybe they had to put at the beginning. This has nothing to do with the former president, Abraham Lincoln. It's just a coincidence that we use this name and the guy has a beard and a top hat. Yeah, it sucks for Lincoln. You feel like that if that guy had just stopped the Booth, maybe there's a different history of
the United States.
I'm also amazed more presidents didn't get shot.
I always think that.
I mean, I know now, like, it's pretty locked down, like with like what they do in the Secret Service, but I mean, up till about JFK, it seems like it was just whatever. They're like, yeah, you want to go out in the street with everybody? Go for it. And it's not like people didn't have guns then.
I'm always kind of amazed that you don't hear about more of those things.
And they had in the Abe Lincoln, if you watch the movie,
Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
No, the one that Steven Spielberg did. It talks about
Abe Lincoln Extraterrestrial.
I think it's just Abe Lincoln President. I don't know. Abe Lincoln Horse Cop. The horse cop talks like Abe Lincoln and wears. We'll make
Abe Lincoln a character and it's horse talks.
No, Abe Lincoln is the horse. He's reborn as a horse cop who wears a top hat.
I feel like we're gonna get sued.
Even though the
vampire hunter guy got away with it, they're gonna be like, you can't make him into a horse.
He busts people on the speeding and makes speeches as a horse.
I hate slavery.
Yeah. But in the movie, there's just people in the White House, just in it, whoever, like people who want to talk to the president. They're just like wandering around the White House. I think there's a section that's like his place, but the rest of it. It's just like everybody's in there.
I wonder what would happen if you did that one day a year. Would people just kill him, or would it?
They had that was in the West Wing, where they talked about the president who would have a big wheel of cheese in the entryway and invite everybody in to have cheese like one day a year. So maybe they should bring that back. Those were definitely facts I did not know.
I kind of like the last one. I like the one about Lincoln because I feel like that should be more well known.
Yeah.
It's I mean, I guess assuming it's true and whatnot. We're not besmirching a good man's name.
John Frederick Parker really cured like polio, but you're running his name as you Google search.
Hey.
Yeah, I want to know what the rest of his life was like. If he felt bad about it or he didn't give a
So I needed a drink. Sorry.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. I'll just stand here all night thirsty. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the president's dead, but whatevs.
Could have happened to anybody.
Happened to anybody named who was guarding the president and left.
Yeah. Remember my polio cure? What about that?
I would hope he got fired after that. Sisk story. All right, I'm going to read you this article, or part of the article, and then I want you to guess what it's about. So it's a little trivia-ish. Panel carved in a Neolithic bench in Turkey, portraying a series of interactions between humans and animals, may be the earliest known depiction of a narrative scene. The discovery of the relief, believed to be 11,000 years old, was published today in the peer-reviewed journal Antiquity. The scene may shed light on how ancient communities kept their values alive, according to archaeologist Eylem Ozdogan, who authored the study. We can think that more holistic stories are beginning to form here, that this scene is decisive in forming the life ideology of the community and is passed on to new generations. The panel has narrative integrity of both a theme and a story. So this was a huge discovery because usually there was these cave paintings that were secret.
So what I'm picturing, and tell me if I'm right real quickly, is it like the very first comic strip?
I think so. It's like a carving and it tells a story. And I want you to tell me what you think the story it was telling was, or what it showed.
Okay. That's what you want me to do right now?
Yeah, I want you to guess, and then I'm going to tell you what it showed, and then we'll try to decide what the story was after that.
Okay, so this is my understanding. The first known sort of like comic strip, it was found in a cave in Turkey, did you say?
From 11,000 BC. Right, a Neolithic bench, which Neolithic is like the time period, I think, and it's a
park bench?
I guess.
Like a bus stop. All right, so it's a bus stop from 1100
11,000 BC. I don't think they had buses.
They did not.
No, okay. I mean maybe a horse and buggy.
Probably a horse and buggy. So the horse and buggy.
Abe Lincoln horse cop was there.
All right. So if it's a horse and buggy bench, so
people sitting.
It was probably an advertisement for a real estate agency. So it was like.
How would they carve that in a bench?
Well, it would be, I mean, nowadays it's like the lady's face, and then it says for all your real estate needs in Newport, call Betty Schreibeck, you know? So back in the day, they didn't have all those words. So they probably just drew Betty Schreibeck's face and then like a house. Oh, wait, but there was animals in it.
Could be like a lawyer.
A sleazy lawyer. Okay, so the sleazy lawyer is like a fox. And so they drew like the sleazy lawyer's face and like with fox features on it.
Okay.
And like, need some help from, is the law coming after you? Call Steve Wilson.
That's pretty close, I think, to what it might be.
Really?
Do you want to know what it was?
Yeah.
It's carving of a man holding his penis and surrounded by leopards.
Oh, that's cool.
So it could basically be like the guy did something wrong and the leopards are the law coming after him.
I thought he was fighting off the leopards with his penis. You know, that would be a cool, like if you could paint that on the hood or like a hood piece. Okay. Like an old Trans Am or like an IROC.
With leopards and a man holding his penis?
Like if I owned an IROC, I would get a depiction of myself holding my penis and then like leopards or, maybe down here I should go for crocodilian species, but
you have to make it tasteful though.
Yeah, well, I think that in and of itself is
something where people would look at it and not really know what it is, and then when they look close enough, they see
that guy's just into a cheetah's mouth.
Yes.
So you want me to try to tell what story is being told by a man surrounded by leopards with his dick out?
Yeah, because the article made it seem like this is seen as decisive in forming the life ideology of the community that's passed on to new. Like, what are they saying? Like, guard your penis from leopards, or? Well,
nowadays we call them cougars. Maybe in Turkey in 11,000 BC they called them leopards.
I see.
So like it probably was. It was probably old pornography.
No, it was a warning to the young men.
Oh, but yeah.
To guard themselves from the leopards. Because the way the article started off, I was like, what are they passing down? And then, because the headline was what I read to you, but then the article mentioned nothing about describing what they thought.
What they hypothesized that meant?
The story was. It was actually a very scientific article with the title saying, "Carving of man holding his penis and surrounded by leopards is oldest known depiction of a narrative scene. Shows discernible narrative progression."
But it doesn't say what that narration is.
No.
Or what they think it is.
Like, is the next scene the man gets eaten, or there's got to be a narrative progression means there has to be a next scene, right?
It's pretty cool that somebody out there is getting paid to try to think of what do you think was going on with this guy and his huge cheetah?
The only thing else I could think is maybe they're just leaving us hanging because they want to sell the comic.
Yeah.
Like Leopard Man.
It's like the
comic. You have to buy it to.
Oh, maybe it was the original Calvin and Hobbes. Right?
Him and his leopard. I don't know if there was a lot of penis play in Calvin and Hobbes, but
it was like a dirty Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah, I don't know. So we'll have to decide if readers know. Tell us, listeners, not readers.
Yeah, if you guys could come up with a cool story about a guy surrounded by leopards with his dick out.
Yeah, I don't know. Sisk stories. So this was, I'm going to read this to you, and then I want you to decide if this seems normal.
I'm going to guess no right off the bat.
Watching thousands of baby puffins being tossed off a cliff is perfectly normal for the people of Iceland's Westman Islands. Yearly tradition in what's called as puffling season, and the practice is crucial life-saving endeavor. So the chicks of the puffin, all this seems made up, just by people who want to throw birds off a cliff.
Okay.
So the chicks of the puffins, or pufflings, hatch in burrows on high sea cliffs. When they're ready to fledge, they fly from their colony and spend several years at sea, and then they return to land to breed, and they find the ocean by following the light of the moon. But all these cities have tons of lights now, so it confuses them, and they end up in town. All over the place in town. Yeah, so then the residents spend a few weeks in August and September collecting wayward pufflings that have crashed into town after mistaking human lights for the moon. So then they take the puffling to the cliffs. Oh, wait, sorry. You can search for pufflings starting around 9 p.m. until as late as 3 a.m. and can hunt by foot, bike, car, or even boat. It says look for where there are most lights. It says it's common to collect 4 to 10 a night. And then you bring them the next day up to the cliffs. And it said there's a few techniques for releasing the seabirds at the beautiful Puffin and Shore View Cliffs. So they even named the cliff to... It says the gentlest way is to put them on the ground and wait for them to fly off the cliff when they're ready. But Power said, I don't see many people do this.
Oh,
explaining that instead, most people toss them off the cliff underhand.
Oh.
Some people kind of hold it like a football with the wings out and then they shoot it.
No. Come
but
on.
It's not aggressive. The pufflings are ready to go. It says at the end you say, bye, buddy. Have a great life. I can't wait to see you again. And then you launch it off the cliff with a football throw.
Do Do they live?
I don't know. It seemed like somebody was like, hey, it's kind of funny to throw these off the cliff. Let's just collect all the pufflings and throw them off the cliff. This was an NPR story, though. And I assume they weren't trying to just animal cruelty.
I guess if I was pretty sure it was going to fly away, I would like to go just go like that, just like a gentle little. Whoop.
You're not going to just chuck it?
But I don't know if but are we sure it's going to fly?
Yeah, what if you throw it and you chuck it into the ground? Is that...
I like puffins.
Yeah, you should go there. You could collect them at night. And
that was always one of my favorite. Anytime you go to an aquarium and they have puffins, that's one of the best exhibits.
Next time you go, just grab one and chuck it and see what happens. Yeah, so I thought that was crazy. You made up story.
Puffins is also a breakfast cereal.
It is. It's pretty good.
I like it.
It's like just sugary enough to have some sugar, but it's not.
Is that one of those ones? I feel like I only bought that stuff when I used to go to Whole Foods in Baltimore.
I don't know. We get it. We're not near Whole Foods.
Okay.
I think it's more mainstream. They have that one. They have one called Gorilla Munch too. That's pretty good. I think you're eating actual gorillas and puffins when you eat them, but whatever.
I was in on the puffins scene before you, a while back though, probably 06, 05. That's when I got into Puffins breakfast cereal. I mean, you
want credit for being on the ground floor of cool.
I just thought I didn't realize it was in the big supermarkets now. I think you used to always have to get it at the little dorky grocery, ones that people that wear UGG boots go to. So
you're saying you wouldn't probably eat it anymore because now it's mainstream.
Yeah, I like to stay ahead of the cereal game. I look for underground.
What do you have in your house right now? Any breakfast food? What am I going to have for breakfast?
There's a couple I can't even mention because they haven't been released to the public yet. But I have one that's just called S926. It has to do with the address of the building that they make the cereal at. It used to be a nuclear facility. It's cool stuff.
Remember in cereals when you used to get the toys?
They don't do that anymore? You have kids. You don't
No, I don't. I mean, we don't buy
that kind of cereal.
The ones that are just pure sugar cereals, but
they were usually
we have Cheerios but they don't have anything in them anymore, I don't think.
And it's a shame because they were really high quality stuff that they used to give away. It was one of those things that just instilled confidence in American craftsmanship,
You always felt like it was going to be good, though.
Yeah, it's
a great example of life.
Advertising.
The anticipation was great, and then the payoff was just you were sad.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Wait, you were reconsidering your life choices.
Yeah.
Based on the game you got where it was a little metal ball that you had to put into these holes that it didn't even fit in, or...
It looked so fun when Frankenberry was doing it. I honestly, I've been waiting 2 weeks to open this thing, and this is what I get. I hate commercials, man.
Yeah, no, or you just got a sticker.
Yeah.
It was a sticker of
it seemed
not even Frankenberry, though, of something else, like a bird. It's not even one of the characters. It was just they had a leftover sticker.
Didn't we... Is this... You Did you lead me into doing a story that we've already done before?
I don't remember this. Did we do this before?
Oh, are you? Oh, I thought you really did. I swear to God, didn't we do something with other Frankenberry characters?
This was my goal, wasn't it, to get you to repeat a story and not realize it?
But this story didn't start off there, did it?
It did not.
It's interesting.
It started with Puffling and went to Puffin cereal.
Puffin cereal.
I would be a mastermind if I led you down that corridor.
Please remember that you used to eat Puffins. Please remember that you used to eat Puffins.
That would have been a great...
But didn't we do a story like that where there were other...
I don't remember.
I think we did. And
at some point soon, we're going to run out of ideas. So. All right. You know who Buzz Aldrin is?
Never heard the name before.
Buzz Aldrin, the storied astronaut and former Korean War fighter pilot who made histories decades ago by walking on the moon. So just that sentence, right?
Buzz Aldrin.
Right? That whole sentence. Astronaut, Korean War fighter pilot, and walking on the moon, right? You think, period. You don't have to do anything else. You're the coolest person alive, or one of them. He's 93 years old.
All right.
And announced Saturday he married his longtime love in LA on his 93rd birthday.
And she's 21.
She is 63, has a doctorate in chemical engineering.
Boring.
And is a nice looking lady.
So
her social media accounts show photos of her and Aldrin traveling the world, riding helicopters and celebrating holidays together. I saw the pictures. One, he doesn't look 93. He looks like he's 63, and she looks like she's 40.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He's lived a life, and I just thought, I was like, this is a feel-good story. That a 93, if you're 93, are you getting remarried?
I'm getting remarried. I mean, if the podcast blows up and I can still be nailing 21-year-olds when I'm 93, then yeah, I'll get married. What the hell?
He was married to Joan Ann Archer for 20 years.
Yeah.
1954 to 1974. Beverly Van Zyl only lasted 3 years right after that.
That's the woman, and she was the one from, she was in Christmas Vacation, right?
Nice. That's Beverly D'Angelo. And Lois Driggs was married for 24 years. So 2 marriages of over 20 years. Wow, it's got his filmography here. He was in an episode of Punky Brewster. Did you know that?
Yeah, I just saw it a couple days ago. It was a good one. It's the one where Sherry got locked in a freezer. And
that's a repeat story right there that you're doing.
Punky Brewster?
Yeah, about getting caught in a freezer.
It's the only episode of Punky Brewster. Oh, she had a dog. He was the dog. He was like, hey, we need to take a dog to space to run in tests on it. And she's like, Brandon's wicked smart. You can have him. And so he did.
So she let him do send a dog to space?
Brandon, yeah. She's like, yeah, take Brandon. He'll be good at this. And so Buzz Aldrin's like, all right, thanks, Punky. You're going to grow up to be hot.
Okay.
That
would seem like a weird end comment by him. For him to end with.
Would you watch a threesome with Neil Armstrong?
What are you talking about?
And Punky Brewster?
How is Neil Armstrong still alive?
Yeah.
Let's see. No, he died in 2012.
Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah, I don't.
Why are you laughing?
Because you're like, he's dead
Sicko.
10 years ago, and you're like, he's still alive.
Yeah, I didn't think you were going to look it up.
You didn't do all the Neil Armstrong remembrance things you were supposed to do. Now you got to do them now. That would be great at the festival if it's like 11:30. We do a moment of silence for Neil Armstrong, and everybody doesn't understand why we're doing it. Just like, sorry to bring this down for a second.
Guys, we're gonna pick it back up in a minute here. Just
something I just heard about this weekend.
Yeah, happened 10.5 years ago, but it's as a man who loved Neil Armstrong, he was a man who lived his life the way we all should, and 10 years ago to this day, he slipped the surly bonds of earth.
It was in August of 2012.
Kissed the face of God. I might have gotten some of the facts wrong here. I'm a little drunk right now. I didn't know I was going to be taking horse tranquilizers tonight, so I'm probably only got about 15 minutes left in me anyway, so I hope you guys had a good night, and if you see me on the ground, I'd really hope you just bring me into my bedroom. And
Neil, hope you're always shooting for the moon.
I didn't mean to talk through that whole moment of silence, Neil. Here, I'm going to give it to you right now.
Let me actually be silent.
Yeah, it starts right now.
Anything else? Wrap it up?
Yeah, wrap it up.
Produced by Neil Aldrin. Theme song by Mega Yellox. Email Mooga and Sisko at gmail.com. We got our Instagram and Twitter still flying. Flying. I think social media is a scam at this point.
Yeah.
I think there are people that have like millions of followers and some people watch those videos, but overall, most people aren't doing much.
Well, that's just life, isn't it?
I guess, but even people who have a lot of followers, like people don't read their stuff. I mean, you don't have time. I posted last week a picture of an amputated foot. And that gave us, we got 2 likes. One was me. So that's our social media presence right now. That's what we got going on.
Like England and Australia.
Dinner is set. Did you hear he said that?
Yeah.
There isn't really. Do you want to do the end thing again with
No.
Katharine Hepburn?
No, it's the same voice.
It's the same voice.
Here, you say it.
Now do it as Abe Lincoln, horse cop.
Stick with the mag room, and everything else is cream cheese.
I don't know where the Abe Lincoln is in there, but that was tremendous.
I don't know how to combine our tagline, Abe Lincoln and a horse together. I picked
7 years ago.
There you go.
That wasn't very good either. All right. Goodbye.
Ooh, ooh, I like my groom. I like my groom. Ooh, ooh, my groom is good. My groom is good. Ooh, ooh, I like my groom. I like my groom. Ooh, ooh, my groom is good. My groom is good. The my groom's good. Ooh, ooh, I like my groom. I like my groom. Ooh, ooh, my groom is good. My groom is good.
Horse cop. We probably need a better title.